Rio de Janeiro.
Rio de Janeiro erupts in celebration as it's awarded the 2016 Olympic bid, beating out favourites Madrid and Chicago. 10 years later, the dark truth behind their win would emerge.
An Olympic-sized shocker tonight. The former governor of Rio de Janeiro says he paid a $2 million bribe to help bring the 2016 Olympic Games to the Brazilian city.
The $2 million secured 9 crucial votes for Rio's victory, allegedly paid to Lamine Diack, then president of the World Athletics governing body. Diack would later be found guilty of corruption and sentenced to 4 years in jail.
This scandal isn't unique to Rio. It's part of a pattern that's plagued the Olympics for decades. To understand why, we need an interdisciplinary approach, drawing insights from a range of disciplines like political science and systems thinking.
It's the Olympic bribery scandal in Salt Lake City.
Now, Japan has found itself in another scandal over corruption.
The French authorities have raided the Paris 2024 Olympics headquarters in an alleged probe into suspected corruption and embezzlement of public funds.
So, why does this keep happening? We typically explain corruption by pointing the finger at the bad actors. Whilst there's some truth in this, it doesn't capture the whole picture. To really understand why corruption persists, we need to examine the systems and structures behind the Olympic bid process. A concept from political science, known as selectorate theory, can help explain why the Olympic bidding system structure makes corruption almost inevitable. Selectorate theory argues that the size of the group selecting leaders dramatically influences how those leaders behave in obtaining power. Smaller groups incentivize corrupt behaviour, and the Olympic host city selection process is a prime example. Shortlisted countries submit bids and engage in intense lobbying campaigns, costing anywhere from $50 to $150 million. The final decision then comes down to a secret ballot from around 100 IOC members. These members are the selectorate. Host cities need a majority of these members to vote in their favour to win. This group is known as the winning coalition. A small selectorate and an even smaller winning coalition creates a perfect storm for corruption. With such a tiny group making huge decisions, it becomes tempting and relatively cheap to try and sway votes through bribes. $2 million to buy 9 votes equates to almost 20% of the required votes to win. A tiny sum compared to the billions of dollars at stake in terms of infrastructure contracts, economic opportunities, and the perceived global prestige of hosting the Games. And once countries know that previous winning bids required bribes to be successful, it only reinforces corrupt behaviour for the future. Selectorate theory teaches us that corruption isn't just about a few bad apples. It's about the system they're in, the relationships, incentives, and feedback loops that perpetuate such behaviour. We're used to explaining events through stories and individuals. That's how news is reported to us. However, thinking in terms of systems reveals that if it wasn't this particular person, it would likely just be someone else. If you're interested in tackling complex problems by connecting the dots, learn more about the London Interdisciplinary School by visiting lis.ac.uk.